Okay, folks, thank you, William and Rachel, for joining us. I appreciate you taking time out of your day, and Lori and I are super excited to talk with you about small talk and using March Madness as a way to use small talk and connect with interviewers. So since it's a small group, please feel free to chat or unmute yourself if you have questions. Okay. I'd like to go ahead and get started. My name is Hannah Williams. I use she, her pronouns. This is the March Madness Reynolds Bracket Challenge and Small Talk Interview Workshop. We're happy to have you here. I am one of the graduate assistants with the Center for Graduate Life and Learning here on campus, and I'll let Lori introduce herself.
All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Lori Brazili. My pronouns are she, her. I am one of the career coaches in the University Career Center. I work with our technology data and analytics career community. And so what that means is I kind of assist students who are interested in kind of working in the tech data and analytics space. And I also manage our career tracks program and our alumni engagement relationship for our office. And I've been at UNC Charlotte now for about 4 years, but have been in the field for about 18. So nice to be here. I'm excited. I am a huge sports fan, so excited to kind of talk about how you can incorporate maybe your knowledge or lack thereof into an interview setting. So thank you for having me.
Thanks, Lori. So the plan for today is to share with you a little bit more about what this bracket challenge is. If you don't know much, that's okay. That's why we're doing this here for you. Extend an invitation for you to join our bracket challenge with the CGLL, and then hear from Lori about how to leverage this in your interviews, okay? So, without further ado, I'm going to share my screen, so bear with me for 1 moment, please. All right. Laura, can we see? Awesome, thanks. Okay, so if you don't follow us on social media, please do. I will be sharing out status updates as the tournament progresses and sharing leaders and updates with you. So this is just a reminder that this is an invite for you all to join. So you and your peers, so invite people. So what I want to do first is just tell you a little bit about what the heck this tournament is. This is a national basketball tournament for both women's and men's college teams. And so what happens is they're ending the regular season basketball games now. They have played different teams in their conferences, and based on who wins from the games that they've played, based on how easy or hard the win was, 68 teams from both women's and men's are selected to be participate in this basketball tournament, right? So national teams across the country, you're going to hear it referred to as March Madness, meaning that when these teams start to play each other, anything can happen. We don't know who's going to win. So the fun or the madness in it is being able to predict or attempting to predict what's going to happen and who might win. So it's a single elimination tournament of these Division I teams that compete in these different rounds that I'll show you in a second. I think visuals help with this for the national title. And so this year, the CGLL is holding a bracket challenge for both the women's and men's tournaments. So I think this bracket makes it a little easier to understand what I'm talking about. So like I said, based on the scoring or based on the outcomes of the games and their season wins, teams are sorted into regions. They're seeded, you'll hear that term. And you'll see, if you can see my mouse here, we start with the first 4 right here up at the top, and these teams play first. We come down to the first round, and this will happen, all of these games happen in the span of a very short amount of time. And what you're going to do when you participate in this bracket challenge is you'll get a bracket that has all the teams who've been selected to play in the tournament. You will say, okay, number 1 and number 16 seeds from this region, which is this kind of this quad here. You're going to predict who the winner is. And so with each matchup, you'll select a winner for each round. Okay. And so again, nobody knows what's going to happen. It's the fun part is for you to predict what might happen. So there's a bracket for both the men's and both the women's. With each correct game that you predict, you earn points. With each game that you do not predict correct, those points are taken out of your total that you have the potential to earn. To make this even more exciting, we also have prizes for both of the tournaments. So first place winners will receive a $50 gift card to the bookstore on campus. Second place $30 and third place $20. So I encourage you all to reach out to your friends and peers and invite them to play. And you're asking, how do I do this? So we have created a group for both the men's and the women's tournaments. And so these next couple slides are just to help you set up your account, fill out your bracket, and participate in our group. You'll receive a PDF of the slides, but also of a Google Doc that has links to help you set up your account and learn a little bit more of the vocabulary. Because I know it might be a little confusing, but there's a glossary of the terms and ways to help you strategize who you might want to pick. So this big QR code here, again, goes to that guide that you'll get. But really, it's free to create an ESPN account. You'll use these instructions to set up your bracket. And for step number 3, we ask that you name it with your name. So we'll be able to reach out to you so we can contact you to win your prize, okay? This is what the screen will look like once you've created your account. As you can see, I've named my bracket accordingly, and I have joined this group. You have to enter in this password in order to join our men's and women's groups, okay? So make sure you just copy and paste that in. What'll happen is on Sunday, the 12th, so this coming Sunday at 6 p.m., it's called Selection Sunday. The teams that are going to be playing in the tournament will be announced. And so after that happens, when you come to this screen, you will be able to click on your bracket and make your selections, okay? So you can go ahead and create your account, join our group, and then wait with anticipation for Sunday to happen, and you have the teams to select your predictions from. So I jumped ahead a little bit, but that's step number 5. You can create one bracket entry for the men's and one bracket entry for the women's. And the important thing to note here is that you have to make these selections before the games start, because then it's not fair and you can't join the challenge. Lastly, just to reiterate, follow us on Instagram. I will be able to share status updates and who the winners are, keeping track of everyone's points to keep it fun. And then also, we are going to hold a watch party for the finals. So there's a link for you to RSVP. So again, bring your friends, and it'll be a good time for us to meet new people and bond over basketball. Lastly, this is the tournament schedule. So if you remember from the bracket, there are different rounds. And so I've divided these dates up. So if you are out with friends one night and you're like, hey, I want to make sure I watch this game, you have these dates for you. So you'll have this. That is all from me, unless there are any questions. I do see the chat. Thanks, William. So the 64 teams, so there are 4 teams that are in the first 4 games. They play first, and then the first round happens. So the 64 teams are already seeded, and then there are 4 teams that kick off the tournament. So that makes it 68 teams.